thought being broke is the root of all evil. Now you just realize it, huh? When I say deliver from evil.
Much as I want nigger. And if anyone else wants to fake me on my fucking pizza for saying nigger, I'm gonna fur vest. I want you to buy my fucking fur vest.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Judicial Drive.
Because fuck you. If you fucking snake me to my fucking sorority, that means fucking everything to me. Because fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I will
So, hate to put you on the spot there.
Take the next left onto Judicial
Well,
Drive.
we had a young lady on there, and she was just saying a whole bunch of crazy shit. Mind you, she was, we from down south, so, she would call her a Yankee, I do believe. So she was from New Jersey, and she was saying a whole bunch of expletives about being a nigger and stuff like that. That's crazy.
Well, that poses the question now, doesn't it?
What?
Why is it, I'll play the devil's advocate. Why is it not okay for her to say the N-word, but we say nigga all the time?
I still believe highly that her ancestors got a 400-year start on us. So if we, so they, and I got a lot of people that's in Black Lives Matter, and we discuss things like this, and it's just a word that we use. It's been turned into endearment, but you can tell when it's being derogatory.
And she was definitely.
So when we I say that because I'm black. When we say it to each other, we say it with a meaning of endearment. And when they say it, it's just like, it's derogatory. They actually, it has a meaning behind it. That's the original meaning, and they I just don't agree with them using the word. I have a couple white friends, and and I mean they're pretty cool, but if they might slip up one time, we might be listening to music and slip, they might say my nigga, but it's never derogatory like that. Now if you don't know, Browns, he's from the deeper side of Virginia, and my people are from North Carolina, so when we was growing up, it was a lot of people that be across the road or something like that, and if we do something, they'll say something like niggers, and then of course it'd be side effects to that.
I like how you politicaled that up.
Yeah, it would be side effects to that, of course, but so I've seen it before. I've seen the racial profile. I've been in shows where it's like we've had Klan members or something. They try to mess with us. I got my car window busted out when we went to a party, and there was some misunderstanding about somebody had threw a boot in the pool, and so long story short, they just turned it to a whole rally and try to just pretty much harm us. So
this young lady has been kicked out of her sorority and expelled from I think I don't know exactly, I think it's the University of Alabama. They kicked her out of school. She lost her everything. She's done.
Yeah, and it goes back to the equality. And somebody questioned if the shoe was on the other foot, and that was a black girl saying a lot of derogatory things about white people. Would that still warrant for them to kick them out of school? It's really up to the school and what their protocol is.
I mean, do you think if a black girl was up there and saying cracker over and over again, do you think that she should be kicked out of school?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, and I only say that because sometimes as black people in general, we're always guilty and then proven innocent.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I think absolutely she would have probably got kicked out quicker.
No, I mean, do you think she should be kicked out?
If I think she should be kicked out, I mean, with the diversity, I can't be biased, You know, with the diversity that everybody's trying to spread right now, I mean, you know, it's just certain
Keep
things.
it all equal.
Certain things that's just, you know, I mean, on both sides of the field, there's certain things that are just like locker talk. You know, it's just uncalled for. It's just uncalled for, and you know, if it's like I say, and they put it on broadcast, so it's like what you say amongst your friends and stuff like that is cool, but you know, just like us, you know, once you put something out there, you know, it's and if you know, with her, it's her school and things like that. These people hold certain standards, and they don't want to see that depiction of their establishment going out there in the world without no interactions. Now, you know, if they hadn't got expelled, it might have been a rally, and then they see how the things would have escalated. It would have just got worse. It would have just gotten way worse with no action. So of course she got expelled. She got to go. And the same thing I would say with a black chick. If there's no action, there would have been a rally. There would have been some people who support. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all understand, college is a business.
Yeah.
They ain't you messing up the money.
Yeah.
Now, and you one person. And there's, let's use a round number, 20,000 people coming here paying $100,000 for their. That's a lot of money on the table. Mm-hmm. So if am I gonna get you the hatchet and risk or not give you the hatchet and risk 1,000 unenrollments? No, you gotta go, dude.
Exactly, exactly. And that's for any race, you know. At the end of the day, it is strictly business. You know,
got to go.
And you know, it's just like anything else. If it was a college, or you know, if it was even for like a high school, you see a lot of times when things get on social media and they have like kids fighting if it's racial or something like that, or they have at Howard University, they had some of those they have ropes getting hung up on the colleges, you know. Once they man, it was crazy. Howard and American University, they had ropes with toy monkeys on the end of them hanging on top of the light posts. Yeah, you know, we recently, right before Martin Luther King, the night before, they had it was some lady, and she was throwing out packages, and it had like Ku Klux Klan in there, and you shouldn't be here, nigger, and all type of stuff, and throwing them on the doorsteps of her African American neighbors.
Dang.
Yeah. So you know, it gets real deep. It definitely gets real deep.
And you are young. She's like 19. Like, why you even jumping in that old beef? Like, you screaming all these words that was popping in the 50s and 60s. They fought that battle back then. You're a privileged little white girl, man. Why would you bring that negativity? If I was a little white girl, I wouldn't touch that negativity.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure, and it definitely shows the temperature around there. So you can tell, because she had other people in the video as well, so you could tell that the environment.
They were saying you shouldn't post that.
Yeah, they were saying that, but they won't stop her at the same time.
Yeah, they weren't disagreeing with what she was saying.
They just saying that because they getting broadcasted. Now, had they not been broadcasted, they probably been agreeing and saying the same thing. So
I'm like neither.
So you know what's once you go live and you do something and then you say something, it's hard to retract. It's just like the little boy who was sad and was saying that the kids was bullying him, and then they saw the parent and she had all the Confederate flags and everything on her Facebook page. Now you know, it just begs the moral question: like, do we feel, you know, it's still an issue with the bullying, you know, but at the same time, it's still, in this social temperature, we have to address the fact that his mom supports something that we're fighting against. You know, as a people, white, black, you know, of any race, we're still fighting against discrimination and separation. So, you know, and I think that's really like, you know, how I internalize when I see something. I saw the little boy and I was like, that's really sad, you know, the bullying. And,
I mean, it ain't a little boy
we don't want to see no kids like that. But then they say, you know, don't tarnish what's going on with the little kid with what's going on with his mother. They're not. They do agree and they sympathize and they've offered counseling and everything for the little boy. But at the same time, we're accountable for our actions as anybody. You know, so we're accounting her for what she had on her page and what she was saying, and so, you know, it is your due right to speak up and say things when you see things aren't going well. And I think that's what people were doing.
And it's another situation where that flag brings negativity to your situation. Wow, they really did me like that. That brings negativity to your situation. That's like us driving around with a Nazi flag.
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, it doesn't mean hate. Well, technically, the Nazi flag doesn't mean hate. It's actually a symbol for socialism.
Mm-hmm.
But it was used in such a terrible way that now that is what it represents now. Like, you can't get it back.
Which goes on to back to when she said nigger. You know, it's the same thing. It's like, you know, nowadays that, you know, you don't hear a lot of people because, you know, we have very, very integrated workplaces and offices, and everybody, you know, has a black boss or a white boss, and, you know, and your co-workers, and they're all the same. It's all very mixed.